Oh man, you already know what it is, man. It's the one and only, the big 7 Up live and direct. I pray everybody having a great day today. It's Monday, man, and I just got off of work, but I still wanted to make sure I push this content out for y'all, man, because I love y'all so much like that. You feel me? And I really know that my content is very important for those who may have been just released from prison, just getting out of prison, from doing any amount of time. It's crazy. And I pray that y'all have a smooth transition back into society, bruh. I know mine was a little rocky, but by the grace of Allah, I was able to adjust, and I'm finding my way. And I want to share some of my tips with you so you can make sure that you have a healthy and easy transition also. So today is episode 5 of Life After Prison. And today we're going to be talking about getting back to the basics. Getting back to the basics. Because you can't do nothing without getting back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by getting back to the basics is just simply, slowly working yourself back into society by acquiring the things that you need that are necessary for you to have a healthy transition. Such as an ID, such as social security card, such as birth certificate, such as driver's license, etc. So we're gonna get into all of that in this video today. So get your notes out, your notebook, your pen, your paper, get your phone out, whatever you need, but pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because these things are very important and can make or break how you come back into society. So first and foremost, we have to tackle the harsh reality. And a lot of times when people are released from prison, the harsh reality is they may not have their own place to stay because they were gone so long, or however long they were gone. When they did get arrested and sent away, they may have lost their place. So you don't know. So for those people who don't have a place to come home to, you have to think about, maybe reaching out to friends and family if possible. I know a lot of people may not have friends and family who will take them in after doing time, because that is a very hard, burden to carry for anybody, especially if they have kids. It's just a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot to ask of anybody. So be cognizant that, if you don't have a place of your own, that friends and family may not want you at their place. And you have to be very aware of that, because it is impeding on other people's space, and especially if they have kids. It's just a lot to ask of anybody. So some people may have to, go to homeless shelters for a couple of months until they can find a place to live. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then that's okay. That's okay. Don't be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to do whatever is necessary for you to elevate. And when you put yourself in these situations like prison, getting arrested and things like that, this is ultimately the harsh reality of the repercussions of your actions. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful that you may have to go to a homeless shelter for 6 months until you can get your own place to live. And I know that if you go there, they will help you try to get a place faster. So those who are coming home and they are living with people, friends and family, I'm just giving an example. For those people who are coming home living with friends and family, maybe a mother or anything like that, siblings, be mindful that you are coming into someone else's home and that, you know, you are impeding on other people's space and time and energy and food. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because if you just came home from prison, you don't have a lot of money to make sure that you have your own food until you do get the necessary help that you need. Because I know that when you come home from prison, you can get on things like food vouchers and things like that, but it may take a week or two for everything to finally kick in. So until then, you will be, you know, bumming, or not begging, I don't like to say begging, but bumming off of people until you get yourself together. And nobody likes to be a bum, and nobody likes a bum. You know what I'm saying? So, like, until you do finally, you know, catch your motion and find your way out here, just be mindful that you are impeding on other people's time and space. And so if you can, make yourself as invisible as possible and as helpful as possible, because it's nothing worse than having somebody live with you and they're messy and they're just always in the way and they use up all your water. And you know, it's just nothing worse than somebody who is it's like I'm already doing you a favor, and then now you're adding all this extra other stuff on top of you already being here. You know what I'm saying? So just be very mindful of that, because you don't want to, you know, rub anybody the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, if anybody is out willing to help you, give you any space, give you anything, take it. Be very grateful for it, because nobody has to do anything for you at all, bro. Nothing at all. So if you get any help from anybody, be very appreciative, very grateful, and make sure you show that through the things that you do, which is most importantly staying out their way and just being as helpful by cleaning up after yourself. They may not want you to clean their stuff, but just clean up after yourself and make sure that your stuff is out the way and not in anybody else's way. And if they do, and if they would like you to help out around the house, then be that help. Be that help. Be that help. There's nothing wrong with it until you can get yourself situated out here. Now, for those who are coming home living with women, because I know a lot of guys, they meet women in prison and they come home to them. Now, it's so many different variables to coming home to women, and everybody's situations are different. You can't just say this for the whole category of that, because it's just so many different situations, different examples to give. But I will say this, that if you are coming home to a woman, make sure that she is worthy of living with, because you don't want to just live with any woman. If she has children, make sure that it's the same deal. If you were living with anybody else, make sure that you're very out of sight, out of mind, very helpful, very respectful, and get you a job as soon as you can, because it's nothing worse than living with a woman and you're not helping out and you're living under her roof. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you get you a job immediately if you're living with a woman, bro. Now, once you have figured out your living situation, once you have figured that out, then the next step to a healthy transition forward is getting your ID, your social security card, your birth certificate, and your driver's license. So in every state and every city is different. It varies. Now, I know when I came home from prison, I was on parole. So my parole officer was kind of like my case manager, and she would help me. She would give me information. She would give me the information that I needed, so I could go and boom, 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 handle all my business regarding my social security card, my birth certificate, and things like that. Which was just downtown. It was just downtown in my city where I had to go to get these things. They costed a couple dollars to get them. It wasn't that much. It costed no more than $100. You know what I'm saying? So if you are getting released from prison, they do give you money when you're released from prison. That also varies from regarding to your time that you did, to the state that you're in. So I don't know how much money that you may have been released with, but just be mindful of that, because that's that money that you get released with from prison can be used to go towards your ID, your social security card, etc. And so don't just go blowing that money that they give you when you get out of prison on cigarettes, Black and Milds, and liquor. You know what I'm saying? Take that money and put it up, because you might need that to get your ID, your social security, and your birth certificate, because it will cost you a couple dollars. After you get all of those things, then you will, of course, everybody wants to drive, everybody wants to be whipping it and moving around. But let me tell you something, bro, because it's been 3 years and I've been home from prison and I still don't have my license, my driver's license yet. And at first I used to be real like real hyped up about it. But I'm telling you, bro, because I don't really like to move around that much. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still adjusting from doing all the time that I did. I'm just being real with you. I'm still adjusting with all the time that I did. So I'm very cautious about where I go, how long I'm there. I'm very cautious of who I'm around, because my energy is very protected, and I just have to make sure that at all costs I protect my physical and my mental, because one wrong move and I make one wrong decision, it costs me everything that I worked for, everything. And I had too much on the line, and I'm just not willing to risk it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still adjusting with moving around. So I'm not really that tripping about moving like that, like having a license to be able to drive like that. If I need to go anywhere, we do have a vehicle here at the house, so that's not an issue. And then also Uber is godsend. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind Ubering somewhere in a hurry. I have Uber on my phone, and if necessary, I'm very quick to use it. So that's another bonus to think about, because before I went to prison, we didn't have things like that. You had to get on a bus, and I mean, who wants to be on a bus now in 2025? But to just have somebody come and get you like that, that's like, that was called a bootleg in my city. That's what they used to call people who would just come and you could give them $20 and they'll drive you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That we called that in my city a bootleg man or a bootleg woman. But now they have this Uber where you can just right on your phone just hit somebody up, well, let them know where you want to go, and they'll send somebody. It's like, it's amazing. You feel me? So yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that big time, because a lot of times back in the day, it was just crackheads that we would call and let them know, like, yeah, I'm trying to use your car, and they would come, and the car would be half the time busted down, dirty, cigarette holes all in the back seats. You know what I'm saying? Just disgusting, trash everywhere. So Uber is a nice change of pace for somebody who come from the trenches like me. I'm just saying. This is just a few tips that y'all can use and to be mindful of when you coming home from prison. And I'm just sharing also with those that's interested in my story. I'm just sharing what I had to go through in order for me to be where I'm at today. Like I said, I still don't have my driver's license, and I'm not in a rush to get it. You feel me? I'm not in a rush to get it. Like I said, I don't have a problem getting around when I need to get there. So, I mean, me personally, I'm not tripping right now. I don't like to drive. I like to get drove around anyway. I'm kind of bullshit. So that's just my preference, though. That's just my preference. As far as my ID and everything else, I made sure that I had got that. Like within the first couple of days of me being released from prison, I had that stuff. Like within the first 3 or 4 days, I had made sure that I had all of that stuff. I was pretty much on top of everything that I needed to do immediately. I didn't waste any time. I just wanted to get it out the way and get it taken care of. That was just me personally. And that's a large part why I'm off parole today, because I was showing through my behavior that I was ready to get taken off of parole. And I had one little mishaps when I did come home from prison, but my parole officer understood that that was out of my control, kind of. She knew that I was young when I went into prison, and she knew that I was bound to make a mistake. And like I said, I don't give her any credit for that, because I know at the end of the day, that was the Most High's doing anyways. So I'm grateful that I didn't get sent back to prison for that incident that I had. And I'm just blessed to be here today to make sure that I'm constantly improving myself for the betterment of not only myself, but for y'all as well. And I hope that my videos have been valuable to everybody watching. I'm glad that y'all liking. I'm glad that y'all have been supportive of me and my journey. And I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish all together as a whole. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that y'all share these videos with y'all friends and family, because I know that they're very insightful. Thank y'all. And make sure y'all support the music. I got a new album on the way coming called Still Not Free. Coming to all platforms. Yes, coming to all platforms. So make sure that you check out the Big 7 on all platforms right now, y'all. Until next time, peace.